Welcome back to the Enemies of the Fire podcast. This week, we get in all things MLS. We talk hockey for whatever reason, and the Chicago Fire played soccer, so no one's happy. I am FC Neo Tokyo. James is somewhere. There is an empty screen for DPG because he will be joining us later. Gentlemen / James, how you doing? What's up? What's new?
I'm doing good, Toke. But I want to take a quick second to shout, because DPG's not here, to shout out the Section 8 Fire for Food 2025 food drive hosted on Greater Chicago Foods website. And every dollar helps. It's and greatly appreciate just a little shout out there. And $1 provides 3 meals for our community and just helps out people who are in need. And it's a great thing to do for our Chicago.
They do it every year. They do it every year.
I love to support it. I always love to support that initiative.
Well, and as you can see, we're just getting started here. Well, not we, obviously. We are not behind this. We're just giving awareness because it's a good thing that they do. But yeah, they're just getting started this season. So hopefully we can make it a good one.
And speaking of good ones, speaking of good ones, you got Jordan Morris running.
Oh boy.
Guess who's playing striker for the Sounders? That's freaking crazy, but he was doing it last year. It should not actually be a surprise. It's just I expected him to see him out in the wing, but he just keeps showing up in the middle.
I can't believe that I have to say this. This is the first time, season 2, episode 3, that the Jordan Morris theorem is going to be brought back up. But when a player is happy, he plays well. So Jordan Morris had a pretty good game, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm on the internet and I see the greatest tweet ever by Kim McCauley. Did I have their name right? Kim McCauley?
Kim McCauley. Okay.
Jordan Morris is the most athletic fridge I've ever seen. And so the best part is dude responds with just need to sign Shaqiri to monopolize the perfectly square attackers market.
My gosh, just cute.
And that's great. Dude, the best part is, obviously we had Shaqiri here in Chicago and I took my girl who's not, she's not a soccer fan, but she enjoys a good time. So I took her, I was like, hey, look, there's Shaqiri, the power cube. And she's like, the what? And she looked at him, she's like, oh my God, he is a cube. All right. So all jokes aside, let's get to another thing that's a joke. Messi. Personally, I don't think this deserved a suspension. I feel good with the fine. The problem is that other people were suspended for other stuff. So Messi grabs the neck of
right there.
The referee.
Look, there's the shake. Right there, you can see he's holding on to the neck, and then it gets a little aggressive right there.
Okay, see, I don't know. Does it really? I feel like he's flopping. I feel like he feels a touch on his neck, and he's like,
right.
Sweet, I'm going to red somebody.
You're right. Maybe he's wiggling. All right, let's
he's
see
flopping.
Let's see that again. So, wow, he's had his hands on a long time. So Messi disarms him, says, hey, just giving you a hug. Hey, that was bullshit. Has a hand on the back of the man's spine. The
and
thumb
rips it out like Sub-Zero.
Yeah, right. And the thumb, you saw it right there. The man turns his neck. He's still loose. He's like, all right, Messi's grabbing me by the neck, but let's see let's test it. This guy looks kind of like Ronaldo too, by the way, from this distorted photo.
He caught a stray because he looked like Ronaldo.
So he turns to the right and look, watch Messi.
I don't see that thumb.
Watch this thumb drop though. Oh, and then the thumb drops, and then
you're right.
The thumb drops and pinches in. So here's what it pinches in to the left, from left to right. So here,
back into the left.
So the thumb's on him, and the ref's gonna move his head to the right. Oh, boom! There's the yank. All right, hold on. So
he said,
It starts here though. Hold on. So because here's the thumb pivot. Bam! See right there, you saw it in slow motion. Bam. And then the grip strengthens, tightens around the man's spinal cord and his medulla oblongata. And pretty soon, Messi's got this guy in a spinal, and it's freaking out of Mortal Kombat move right here. And and here we go. And now the ref is like, all right, I don't like this. I didn't like this when you grabbed me, but I didn't really like it when you shifted me and I got really grabbed, and I really don't like this. And now Messi's realizing, oh shit, is he reacting? Is he faking? And to my hand, and I'm totally fucking up here, and it looks like I'm choking him. Or is he responding to a tight grip around the thing that keeps him alive?
So you know what happened?
Stares him down. Right there. Messi backs up.
Oh, yeah.
Messi retreats. Messi retreats quickly too. Watch this quick retreat from Messi. He knows he's done something wrong. And look, oh wait, look, there's the gesticulation. There's the point. He knows he might have done something wrong just now, but hey, he's still a man of honor, and he's willing to meet him outside. I will meet you outside to talk about this.
Messi got away with, he said, do you know who I am?
It looks like he's pointing like he's going to meet him out in the parking lot, and he's down to go throw down for fisticuffs if this guy wants to.
All right, we're done doing our imitation of the Zapruder film. I'm going to ask you this, James. Should that have been a red?
It probably should have, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, for sure.
I'm a Messi fan, but I'm sorry. Like that, how can that be tolerable? How can that treatment of a referee, let alone a human being, be tolerable in this situation where where Messi is upset over a game? Something like a board game that might cost millions and millions and millions of dollars to produce and put on and pay for the performers and the competitors, but a game nonetheless that, and it's his job, so it understandably takes it seriously, but all the same, this is a little bit of an aggressive overstep. But here's the thing. It's not terrible. It's not terrible.
It's not terrible, but it sucks because it should have been a red.
But
it should have been.
It's enough that it should be a red. It's like, it's clear letter of the law stuff. Like, you don't even, it shouldn't even be argued. It shouldn't even be argued. It's clear there should be a red, and then it wouldn't even be a matter. It'd be like, oh fuck, Messi fucked up. He grabbed the guy's neck, c'est la vie. They're both okay. Like, yeah, yes, Messi got a little too aggressive, but he got his due punishment. Right now, he did not get his due punishment. He paid a fine. You might as well have taxed Elon. You might as well try to find Elon Musk. Like, the amount of a new Ford Pinto. You know, like, I don't know, something like that. Like that, it's a drop in the bucket for Messi. I'm sorry. A fine is not a red card. A red card is depriving him of a game, of his favorite game, what he loves to do. It's in this instance, it's warranted. And maybe a red card gets you a 2-game suspension or a 1-game suspension. How's that work?
No, it's usually just a 1 in MLS. Now, I'll say this.
Boom, 1-game suspension and back.
Here's the problem. You know, people believe in God and bad things still happen, right? So he didn't get his red card, but we were still blessed with, he had 2 assists on the day. Like they already had a red card and they ended up scoring. You know what I mean? Like it was,
here's the thing.
Or was
he assisted in the MLS game, 2 assists. And then later in the week when they played Kansas City, he scored.
He is on it is a joy to have him in the league, to watch him play soccer. And it sucks that something like this happens because now everybody's going to whine and cry about special treatment. But you know what? Stars get special treatment, dog. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I think Suarez did something too.
He did. I didn't see this game. I will admit, I meant to go back and watch all the games, but I was depressed. We'll get to that. But actually, speaking of depression, while you look up what the hell happened to Suarez, I'm pretty sure he didn't bite anybody, or else I would have been on top of that.
There it is. MLS Disciplinary Committee fined Suarez undisclosed amount for violating the hands to the face of an opponent.
That's another red card. That's wild.
There it is.
That's so dumb, man. They're just.
Oh yeah? Oh yeah? You think I can't play soccer with my kid because my knees are so bad? Oh, that's bullshit. I'm telling you.
Oh yeah, come over here. I still want my flowers for being right about.
You were right about that. Let me tell you. Come over here. Let me tell you how it is where I come from. All right, white boy. All right, he's got him by the neck.
His thumb. Dude, that's the play. They're digging their thumbs into people's necks.
They are. They're like grabbing them by the spine, and they're like, "All right, come over here and let me tell you something." Hey, oh, what? You don't like it when I grab you by the spine? Hey.
Okay, hold on. I will backtrack. That's stupid. I would not have called that anything. That should not even be a fine. I think they're just trying to cover their ass.
Look how fast that was. I don't think this is. I think you might be right.
No, that's nothing.
This is not the Messi. This is not what we saw with Messi. This is still aggressive. This is still aggressive, yes, but this is there was
That's a yellow card at most.
This looks a yellow card. Like, I agree, because Messi, there was like a violence to it. Right? There was a violence to the Messi one, unfortunately. And this one, there's an aggression, which is there could be two different things. Oh yeah? Oh yeah? Come over here, let me tell you.
Both things can be true.
And then quickly gets thrown off, and he goes, "Hey, I'm ticklish."
So I know I don't want to get accused of staying on Miami too long. So if you go to those scores, there's a game I want to talk about for a split second that I actually watched.
Oh, wait. Didn't he poke him now? Does he poke him? Look at this. Oh.
No, that's not. Get out of here.
Look at that. He pokes him right in the heart, dude. Dude, he pokes him right in the heart. No, dude. You could poke him anywhere. You could poke him in the shoulder, but he's poking him in the heart. He's trying to stab his heart with his fingernail. Dude, this is the same guy that bit a guy with his teeth.
Three times. He did that 3 times, by the way.
Like
3. Count them.
And now he's got like sharp pointy nails, and he's jabbing this guy in the chest. Let's see how fast that was, though.
No, I think you're
that's not bad.
Right here.
He's not going fast.
You're in molehill territory.
Yeah, this is definitely molehill territory, because look, this is not that fast.
No.
That's just a quick doink. All right. All right, that was not there was no force behind that.
Get off the screen before Apple assassinates us.
Well, we should be able to analyze this clip for fair use.
All right. So I'm dying to talk about this game. Portland. I don't even remember who they played now. I'm blanking on it. Actually, the Texas Derby was good, by the way. But anyway, I digress. So Portland gets an early red card and proceeds to just look atrocious. And they had the worst day of the weekend. Their new star player, who they got to replace Evander, didn't even play. And they were the only thing that had a worse weekend than the Fire.
You know what's even crazier, though, is the fact that when you look at their lineup, not a single American, but they are Canadian.
On Portland?
There's not a single American in the starting lineup.
Sure?
In the starting lineup.
Pro? That sounds like an American name. Anyway, so I sat through this abomination of a game just to punish myself, I think. But anyway, so the other interesting game, and the one that's going to get brought up a lot during this episode, was San Jose's win. San Jose came. It just started the season. You didn't know what you were going to get. Bruce Arena's first game. And you know what you got? They won 4-0 against a playoff team. Frankly, Real Salt Lake is not up to the task of this year. I'm sorry.
You don't think so?
To say.
Who did they lose?
God, no. Well, Luna is... Well, no, I guess Luna was out there. I mean, they lost Arango.
Didn't they lose their best striker, Arango? Yeah.
Yeah, so that and they were what's the word I'm searching for? A fluke last year. But we see our boy Justin Glad, you would think is 36. Nah. 27 years old. We did research. We were looking at
He's
Justin
27.
Glad earlier.
27.
27 years old.
He started playing for Utah. I'm sorry, for Real Salt Lake, Utah, in 2014. He played with former Fire player Lavelle Palmer, who played for the Fire.
So if you scroll up to San Jose's team, they have Christian Arango on the field because they're the ones who ended up with him. They have Joseph Martinez. I mean, Ian Harkes. This team doesn't look great, but somehow Bruce Arena found a way to give the fans something to cheer about, a statement to start the year. They might not make the playoffs, but they sure as hell said, we're going to try. And it must have felt good to be a San Jose fan.
They started the year off well, and they got the Beach Boy. It looks like Brian Wilson in the middle of the back line here. But this looks like not a bad team. I mean, LaRue's not bad. Harkes, Arango, he's quietly put together a formidable starting lineup for MLS. And Bruce, Bruce is a good manager.
They got a few guys on the bench too, or a guy or two that didn't really get in. Hold on here.
Pellegrino, Nick
Lima started on the bench. Mark Anthony K. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. For me personally, as a Chicago Fire fan and as a Chicago Fire focused podcast, San Jose is our I guess allegory. They're our measuring stick.
Yes, they're our measuring stick. They're who we're trying to be.
They're doing exactly what we're doing at the same time. So we're gonna see who's better at it, Bruce Arena or Greg Berhalter.
Who's better at it, and who's better at it faster right now is Bruce Arena. But that's just one game into the season, which is less than 3% of a 34-game season.
Also,
we play 38 games or 34?
34.
Okay.
So one last thing before we move on here. After one of the goals, there was a guy in San Jose who was running back that was the center back apparently. Yeah, and he scores a goal. No, it's like later on. And there's a kid on the field because they're on the other end of the field. And there's a kid that runs on the field. And as he's going back to his position, he grabs the kid and it was right there. Dumps the kid back to his parents. Like, I don't know how this little kid got up over the railing and got onto the field. Yeah, right here, right after this celebration. He's running, he's celebrating. He hugs his teammates, and then he's running back to his...
Did you see him slap his crest? That's such passion. Yeah, the passion for this. And plus, they have 2 stars. He's got passion. What is going on? How do they have stars? They must have won some
They won titles. Remember Landon Donovan.
All right, they are totally the measuring stick for Chicago Fire. That's crazy.
It is. It's exactly where we are. You know, we're both in the same boat. Let's see who did it better. Who wore it better?
I don't see this kid. I don't think that was that.
Well, it's after where you are now. It's slightly after the celebration. Like as he's running back to his position. Who knows if it's even in the highlights, right? So anyway, he saves a kid. So unless I'm wrong, unless this isn't when it happens. Oh yeah, they just skipped it. Anyway. So
they showed it. They show it on the highlight though, like it's in the thumbnail.
Whatever. Well, whatever. We told you it happened. You guys go find it. I want to talk about something very exciting.
Yeah, they're not showing it yet.
San Diego. Go yourself, San Diego. All right. San Diego put in a statement win. It's on Sunday. Go down. Statement win against LA.
Against the reigning MLS champs.
Dreyer got both goals.
Wow, quite the signing.
And so the first thing Chucky Lozano did when he touched the ball was got his pocket picked. So I was like, oh God, here we go. But you know what? He really started to come around. I think he had a decent game. But do you know who had an absolutely ridiculously awesome game and who played amazing and would be perfect on the Chicago Fire? I'll give you 2 guesses.
Does he have something?
Correct. Luca De La Torre. Yes, Luca De La Torre looked all of Ozzy Alonso reincarnated.
Oh my gosh, dude! You've been talking about him nonstop.
a little bit more offensive.
So what you saw out of him, you wish you saw in a Fire uniform because it was just that explosive.
Correct. If that man was in the center with Guti and Acosta, we're talking a whole different conversation about this Chicago Fire. Anyway, So San Diego comes out the gate strong. Me and DPG both looked at their lineup and was kind of like, we gave them. We were talking them for the wooden spoon.
And LA's got Royce and Ramirez, Christian Ramirez coming over from
Diego Fagundez, Gregory Peck.
Jeez, I mean, this is not a bad. This is a good team too.
Well, you know, Ricky Poog is injured for like 7 more months.
Jeez, that's awful.
And what's his face? The other guy. Why can I not think of his name? The other DP, he was out for this game. I think he's going to come back soon. Pansel was.
Oh my gosh, that's another good player.
Right. So anyway, we might be forced to change our tune. DPG, we're getting close to wrapping up the MLS talk. We're on
the last
San Diego.
Let's move on to Atlanta, right. unless DPG's got something.
Well, I just wanted to ask James, what are you thinking of San Diego? Should we think anything? Are they still wooden spoon contenders, or are they gonna do something?
They have
year?
Dreyer and Lozano and Luca De La Torre. They basically have 3 DPs right there. De La Torre should have been a DP. If he isn't.
Yeah, he actually might be. I'm actually not sure.
He might be.
Okay, if he is, then that might explain why the Fire didn't go after him, because they wanted to keep their options open, maybe for something quote unquote better. But he landed.
We'll get to that.
He didn't land with a thud. He landed with an explosion.
All right. Well, Atlanta, I think, impressed. They looked good.
Dude, Atlanta is the real deal this year.
They're another team where it's like, why can't we have nice things?
look at this Latte Lath. They signed this guy for $22 million. They also signed Almiron. They also signed Almiron for $9 million. They spent over $30 million.
That's what you're supposed to do. And this Latte Lath, he is the highest transfer in MLS history. I want you to understand this. The number 1 highest transfer, and looked every bit the number 1 highest transfer in MLS history. Why can't we have nice things?
And the Fire, they if they could nail it like like Atlanta did, that would be what they need to do. Because where does this guy come from? He comes from Middlesbrough. He was just
Hold on.
He's a 5'10", really good striker from Middlesbrough, who are in the championship. This guy's been a bit of a journeyman. And look at, all these loans from Atlanta. He's on Atlanta all the time, but
I thought, go back to Atlanta's lineup real quick.
Let me find it.
Oh, no. Okay. I saw Herbers and I was like losing it. No. He's on Montreal. Or Montreal. Sorry.
Okay.
I had an absolute brain fart there for a second.
Oh, he actually started too.
Of course he started. He's their number 1. Anyway.
That didn't work out so well for us.
All right. Well, listen, we kind of did a fast rundown of all things MLS, which I wanted to enjoy this weekend more than I did, but we'll get there. DPG obviously came to join us, which is amazing. And I think it's time for us to do something different. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and then we're going to enjoy some hockey. So just we're here for it. Peace out, everybody. We love you.
Slapshot. It's a great movie. See you on this flip side.
Welcome, fellow enemies, the Fire. We are here to do a little something different, a little something fun, a little something I know nothing about. James, what is that thing? What are we looking at? What is this?
I was looking for my hockey puck, so hopefully you would have been looking at that, but that is not the case. You are looking at no, they're not looking at anything, but
Not yet, at least.
not yet.
Not
No,
yet.
we see the table.
But so
which
this is
good.
the table, and so there was a doing it live, folks. Basically, there was an amazing Four Nations hockey tournament that was the NHL's All-Star Game that took place over the past few weeks. We missed covering it last week in the excitement of leading up to the Chicago Fire game, but we wanted to mention it this week because it was one heck of a tournament. It was so entertaining from start to finish. It drew people in. It drew people back who were NHL fans who maybe have strayed or, are just like too busy to pay attention. And it was like Olympic level hockey. Olympic level hockey is some of the best hockey in the world. Like, these guys skate harder than anybody else. They're the 1% best hockey players in the world, and you saw that on display from start to finish in this tournament.
James, so did everybody participate? Did the LeBron Jameses and
yes,
Kobe's and stuff participate?
Yes.
Nobody was like, I'm gonna skip it.
All the big boys were participating. It was incredible.
Okay.
The only person missing would, some might say, would be Patrick Kane. Just because he's one of America's best, but he's been having
Didn't he retire? I
No,
thought that
he plays for Detroit, and he's been having a bit of a down year. So that's why Patrick Kane was on a beach down in the near the equator, while he was watching America just win this round robin tournament all the way to the final, en route to lead against Canada. But before they got there, they had to go through Canada. And go through Canada they did in amazing fashion in a 3-1 game that was just absolutely thrilling. It felt like it felt like US Mexico
I heard about all
in
the
soccer.
Controversy. Did the controversy make it better or worse for you?
So the controversy definitely played into the first game. The first game, the Canadians were booing during the American national anthem. They weren't too pleased, and that kind of set the American players off. The two Tkachuk brothers started two fights. Another American started a fight. Before you knew it, the Bash brothers and their hermano were sitting in the penalty box, just raising their fists, roaring up that crowd like it was the Mighty Ducks. It was absolutely immense. I've never seen anything like it. The first fights happened within 9 or 15 seconds. 3 fights. And the thing about hockey is some people don't understand fighting and the fighting aspect of hockey, but I played hockey, and I'm here to tell you it's a different animal than basketball or football, where these guys are wearing gloves. First off, they throw their gloves off, they take their helmets off, and these guys start throwing haymakers. But there's something about hockey that is a warrior mentality. And that just comes into that, where these guys let that aggression out, and sometimes they gotta police themselves.
I gotta wonder here, and then James, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't like when they fight in hockey, because it's not like you're fighting on the street. You're not standing on solid, non-slippery. You're not gonna be able to pivot. As like if you were fighting on the street. Would you say that fighting on hockey, like, all bets are off? Like, even the weakest guy could get a lucky punch.
Well, I mean, in
Absolutely.
reality,
if he gets fired up enough, but typically nowadays you're not going to see the smallest guys take on the biggest guys, but it does happen from time to time. If they get in their craw, those little guys are going to let you know. And the thing about those little guys, they can go real fast, and they can throw a lot of weight on you still, even though they're little.
What I'm trying to say is, like, if the same fight were to happen on the street, on the pavement,
it'd be totally different animal. But first off, you got 3 to 5.
Yeah.
You're 3 inches taller than you normally would be, because you're standing on ice blades on ice. You got to balance that while also shifting your movement. It evens things out in some ways because of the uneven ground. And hence your DC mismatches sometimes end up going the way of the little guy.
Hold on. I know you didn't want to get into the boxing of this whole thing, but why Sweden and Finland? Are they legitimately, like, I know Canada and US are usually ranked really high. Are they really number 3 and number 4, or are they just
it's absolutely arguable that they're number 3 and number 4. There's maybe a few other claims out there, maybe the Czechs, maybe Russia could have been involved too. Maybe that's something in the future that might happen. That'd be freaking crazy, because the KHL is the number 1 competitor to the NHL. which is a wild thing too. I didn't even really think about until I'm just now talking about it. But so yeah, there are a few other teams that, you know, they could maybe extend this tournament, but then that makes more games. And the thing about this is it was such a small contained unit. It was from February 12th to the 20th, they got 6 games total, plus the championship. And it was basically a round robin tournament to determine who was going to meet in the final. US had to go through Canada to get there, which was absolutely amazing. And then in the final, Canada made it. They had to go through Finland. Finland had to go through Sweden. It was just amazing. And Finland and Sweden are hockey rivals, just like America and Canada. I mean, those guys are. And the thing is, we're all buddies at the core of it. Like after the game.
Oh man, that must have been a good game.
Yeah,
4-3 in the overtime. Oh man.
Oh my God. Look at this. So there's one overtime, two overtimes, 3 overtime games.
You didn't break your TV, right, for the Canada final game?
No, not at all. I was absolutely stoked for them. I was sad I was sad for America, but the crazy thing is, like, you're looking over the guys, you're like, oh shit, Sid the Kid Crosby's over there, and what?
You gotta admit though is that they pulled this off in Boston, out of all places.
I think that they were around
Montreal.
So they were at the Bell Center, Montreal, and Boston. So yeah.
No, but I mean, having the final in Boston, that's like a very hostile crowd to begin with.
I mean, especially
Boston is rather hostile in general,
especially if you're a Blackhawks fan. But the crazy thing was, one of the Boston Bruins' favorite players, Brad Marchand, was playing for Canada, and he had a chance to win the game. And you better believe they were all so happy he missed. But at the end of the game, they were also very happy for Brad Marchand, even though America had lost.
Was Connor? Was our Connor?
No, Connor Bedard. He was not there. Is
he not good enough to be there, or was he injured, or what? I don't know.
Team Canada is amazing. I mean, Team USA was absolutely amazing too. They were missing Patrick Kane. I think if they had Patrick Kane, it might have helped push them over. Because they went with Tkachuk, and they only got 7 to 12 minutes out of Tkachuk, Matthew Tkachuk, in the second, in that last game. So they dressed 2 players that played a total of like 14 minutes. Normally these guys are playing 14 minutes to 18 minutes for forwards, maybe 20, 22 minutes if they're defenders a game. Like that's 22 minutes over the whole game. Because hockey, you're going out there for 10, 15 second, 45 second, maybe if you're crazy, shifts. Like that's how long these shifts are, 15 to 45 seconds on average. Yeah, you'll see some extended shifts for some of the star players, especially because if they got the legs to do it. Maybe you'll see Patty Kane back in the day take an extended shift. But, you know, I would invite all you guys to try to do that with like 30 to 50 pounds of equipment on you. It builds up. Hockey's a hell of a sport.
Hey, DBG, can you skate?
I used to rollerblade. You know what?
Hell yeah.
I used to rollerblade when I was a kid. I used to rollerblade to the Park District in the inner city streets of Chicago.
Any roller hockey? Because roller hockey was so sick too.
Well, I tried roller hockey. I was bad at it just because it's constant movement because you can't stop. You know, so yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I didn't watch any of this tournament here. DPG, were you invested at all in this tournament?
No. Honestly, I didn't watch the tournament. I just heard about the controversy, and that was it. Found it interesting, but it is what it is.
Yeah, exactly. So I guess oh my God, alarms are going off, all sorts of craziness.
Yeah.
So I know James had he was really excited about this, as you can tell. James is the hockey fan here. Now, I think this works because it's hockey, right? You don't always get a lot of opportunities for these nations to play.
Well, here's the thing about what you're saying. It's that the last Olympics they did have Olympic hockey, the NHL players were not allowed to go as part of the player union. So hockey fans kind of got robbed of the best of the best. They had to send the next best. And, you know, so it was a bit more.
So that made this necessary.
So that made this filled with so much more excitement because they had the best of the best of the best playing the best of the best of the best. Like Sidney Crosby was a third liner. Like just if that's some name recognition for you, just because they're amazing players out there. Connor McDavid, above all from Canada, was the number 1 player. Austin Matthews from America, the Tkachuk brothers from America. Quite a few impressive games from the netminders. Hellebuck, the American netminder, and then I forget the name of the Canadian netminder, but he outplayed Hellebuck, who's considered the best goalkeeper in the world right now, and Canada came out on top in that overtime. And that's what was also awesome. Like, this lived up to the billing. It got more and more and more exciting. And that's like how playoff hockey is, because when it's all of a sudden it becomes sudden death, and whoever loses this, it's over for them. So it's just another animal.
I really have a hard time watching hockey. And the reason I say this is that sometimes it's really hard to follow that puck.
Yes. How about that bringing that blue puck back?
Remember when Fox did that, where they tried to have like the puck with the CG on it?
Absolutely, it was amazing.
And the thing about it, if you compare it to soccer, obviously soccer, you could track the hell out of the ball easily. Even when it snows like crazy, they'll bring out the orange ball. Like, it's easy to follow soccer. But like, I tried watching hockey and I couldn't keep up with the puck. I'm like, what the hell's going on?
Right. Well, that's interesting you bring that up.
Keep them.
Because
keep in mind, I used to play floor hockey in the Park District too. I love playing floor hockey in the Park District.
I gotta say, these HD TVs and these 1080 signals have definitely come a long way in making the game a lot more watchable. Because for me, I actually was able. I was thinking to myself, I'm like, oh wow, I'm able to follow this pretty darn easily. Like, and I was just zoned into that game. But it is such a faster game as well. Like, it is just. The pace is lightning fast. All of a sudden, like, they're going one way, and you're like, where'd the puck go? And they're going the other way. And that's also part of the excitement of hockey, and just like how fast it is. And that's what was impressive about this game too. Not a lot of penalties. These guys were playing pure hockey. In the championship game, there was no fighting. It was just pure good checks, good solid hockey from both sides. It was awesome, amazing to watch.
No, I mean, it's good that hockey gets a taste of what we get with soccer, because, I mean, as much as I don't feel really like this is the time in history to be extremely, let's split up in the tribes of our nation states.
Right, yeah.
But, this is what you get with soccer. You can be a fan of your local team, and then you can be a fan of your country, and you get to see a different collection of players. Like, let's be honest. Would I ever give a shit about Weston McKennie if he wasn't a U.S. guy? No, he's never played anywhere near any of my teams that I give a shit about. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, well, that is true.
I get to enjoy it now because
I was going to say, unless it was 15 years ago when you were dying to see an American play in the big leagues.
Bennington.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying is no, that's the whole reason I know him is because he's American. Other than that, if we didn't do that at all, if there was no USMNT, why care? I
mean, like I said, we are fortunate that we actually have a local MLS club to follow. And we're also fortunate that, we have a pretty decent or / good national team.
I want to bring this around to one other thing here, because part of the excitement of that game and this whole tournament was the rivalries. It was just born in rivalries. They basically had took two huge hockey rivalries, put them together, and made a tournament out of it. How would MLS or maybe a soccer league out there maybe capitalize on that? Maybe a U.S. versus Mexico, and then what? What other two nations would you throw into that?
We have the Nations League,
Brazil and Argentina, U.S. and
Mexico.
But the thing
is that it's hard to do something like that when you have the Nations League and you have the Gold Cup. And unfortunately, because of it's a World Cup bye, you would have had the World Cup qualifiers. I mean, it would have been awesome to see.
I'm not worried about I'm not worried about the impossibility of it. I'm wondering about what great rivalries could you stack up against each other inside of a tournament that would make it so exciting? Because maybe America and Mexico would be exciting, but maybe it would be
US,
lopsided
Mexico,
if they ended up having to play Argentina or Brazil.
Argentina, Brazil.
Well, I mean, it's the obvious stuff. Like, but that's what the World Cup already does this for us. It'd be what? England, Germany,
but they don't do
us,
that.
Mexico.
The World Cup doesn't do that.
Does.
No, the World Cup doesn't take two rivalries and stack it in a 4-team tournament. It does take a tournament and have countries that could meet each other that do have rivalries. There's the difference.
I guess I'll put it this way. This is such a uniquely hockey thing because I'm sick of international soccer. Like, Nations League is too much.
Mm-hmm.
Give me back World Cup qualifying and Gold Cup. Right? That's it.
Honestly,
that's all I care.
I hate to bring it to you, Toke, but honestly, I feel that Nations League has replaced the Gold Cup as in terms of importance. And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. You have to admit it, but I'll tell you why. You know, the Gold Cup, we've been sending our B team. We've been sending our MLS guys.
Yeah, but that's because it's every 2 years. If it was every 4 years like the Euros, then we could see Honduras shine. We could see Curacao shine. We could see TNT shine.
I'd rather have a full-strength U.S. national team versus a full-strength Mexico team and a meaningful Nations League final. Give me a meaningful Gold Cup. Give me everybody in our region.
Oh man,
our region.
Yeah,
like
technically, it is everybody in our region because some of these people face each other.
Man. Dude, people are knocked out from the next Nations League already.
Yeah, but I mean,
and this one's not even done. You know,
that's ridiculous.
Not a competition.
I'm sorry. You really want to have the U.S. face off against Bon Air? Or something like that.
Yes, because I want Bon Air to get that experience till one day it is hard as shit to qualify for the World Cup out of CONCACAF.
You know what experience they're gonna get? If the youth team is any measuring stick, they're gonna get like a 22-0 scoreline.
I want to see Belize rise. I want to see Barbados become a giant.
If you want those teams to rise, first, they got to beat up the next giant next to them. So if Barbados wants to be,
that's why you have a big World Cup tournament for your
If you want
region.
Barbados to shine, they got to go beat the Cayman Islands, and then maybe they can talk. You know.
Well, that's how they qualify for the Gold Cup. Like, listen, we got to cut the Gold Cup to every 4 years. It can't be every 2 years. Get rid of Nations League, and the Gold Cup will be looked at like AFCON or like the Euros.
You can't run if you don't know how to walk. You can't run if you don't know how to walk. So a lot of these teams, you're talking about your Barbados, you're talking about your Cayman Islands, Guadeloupe. A lot of these teams are semi-professional. What you're asking
Guadeloupe
is for them to be. You want like these teams to face off against a hardened U.S. men's national team.
The Gold Cup can be 4 groups of 4. How many teams is that? 16. Then you have like an 8-team bracket after the group stage, right? So 16 teams. That means the Caribbean is going to have to fight each other for the few spots they get. Obviously, the North American part gets all 3 because right? But then you know what? Central America and the Caribbean are going to have to fight it out for those last 13 spots. Right, and it'll be lit, and then we'll have a big tournament. Like, this is how it used to be, man. It used to be rad.
I don't know if rad is the right word for it.
I think it could be improved.
Everything was better when I was younger.
It sounds like what you're saying is it could be improved.
Much improved. All right.
But then the reason the Nations League was even created was to give some football participation to some of these like island teams.
It was to get another U.S. Mexico game.
No. You know why? If it wasn't for the Nations League, a team like Cayman Islands, a team like Bon Air, a team like Guadeloupe will only be able to play World Cup qualifiers once every 4 years, and that's it. Like, there's no development.
Don't forget the Gold Cup.
Yes.
All right, I'm sorry. I'll beat this dead horse all day if you guys let me. Listen, we got like one more thing before we talk about the Fire here. important to the U.S. men's national team. Something catastrophic has happened. Christian Pulisic missed his first ever penalty in his career, like for club country, the first one. As there's been talks and issues and questions of who AC Milan will keep in that attack and how good really is this AC Milan team. How you guys feel? I feel like this is a total non-issue.
Everybody misses a penalty. There's nobody that's going to be 100% on penalty kicks. Everybody.
And if they are, they didn't take a lot.
You know, the best players in the world have missed penalty kicks. Can we forget Roberto Baggio? Man was a beast. He still missed a penalty. You know, like everybody misses penalties. I don't think that's I don't think this is like a catastrophic event. You know, because next week Christian Pulisic could turn it up and score 2 goals in an AC Milan game. You know, so
Pulisic was 26 years old when he missed his first professional penalty. That's crazy.
That's a stat. I mean, he was playing at 17, right? In Dortmund. So or Dortmund. So it's been a hot minute, man. I've been on record as saying Christian Pulisic is of world-class quality. I think he's shown it this year. I really hope. It sounds like people are worried he's starting to run out of gas, and then there's also lineup issues. I'm hoping that's not the case.
Honestly, and I don't know if you guys agree with me, but honestly, like Christian Pulisic is a prototype player that we need for the U.S. men's national team. We need 11 of them, like Christian Pulisic. If you give me 11 guys like that are contributing to their club teams, that are playing in a high level in Europe, guys, we could be in the conversation to win a World Cup.
All right, I'll take that, and I'll raise you a Cameron Carter-Vickers is right next to Chris Richards.
Guys, Christian Pulisic has a better penalty kick rate than Leo Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo, Mo Salah, Eden Hazard, Luis Suarez, Neymar, and Zlatan Ibrahimovic.
Okay, hold on. I think you should obviously take Ronaldo and Messi out of the conversation. Doesn't matter. They took so many, right? So leave them out of the conversation. But I mean, that's true. Hazard probably has taken a similar amount as Pulisic has taken. Salah has probably taken a similar amount to Pulisic.
And all those guys have missed penalties.
Well, Salah missed that one where they were shining the laser in his eye.
But the thing is
that shit fly.
The thing is that these guys are the best players in the world, and they miss penalties. Like, what I'm saying is that I don't think if anybody's going based on the fact that Christian Pulisic missed a penalty, and then all of a sudden they're the towers falling, blah blah blah, whatever, then they don't watch enough soccer, because everybody misses a penalty. The best players in the world.
Well, the thing is, everybody's got a lot of anxiety, because here's the thing: despite having an incredible season so far, AC Milan is struggling, right? So Pulisic's doing amazing. AC Milan struggling, so he's the
scapegoat.
He's the best player on one of the worst AC Milan teams, right? So that's a question.
Yeah.
Well, and here's the thing though. So they have a Portuguese. So I know this isn't a big deal, but this is why people have anxiety. The manager is Portuguese. They already had Leno, who he's been outperforming. They've got Chippewa, I think. I can never remember that kid's name, who's underperforming. And then they just brought in João Felix. So people have a lot of anxiety about his playing time. I don't know. I don't think that's
I don't think
warranted.
that's, because keep in mind, I'm not like João Felix. Like, we're talking about João Felix. Like, I think this kid has gone through so many club teams. He's becoming almost like what they call it, a
journeyman.
A journeyman. There you go. He's becoming he went from Atletico to Chelsea, now to AC Milan. He's
probably only 21 years old, dude. He's still super young, right?
25.
He's still super young, but
25. 25.
But look how many teams has he gone through. He's gone from Benfica to Chelsea to Barcelona to Chelsea to AC Milan.
Don't forget Madrid.
So think about it that way. Think about it this way. This kid's opportunities are, they're getting shorter and shorter.
Okay, well then one last thing, because I know we got to get out of here. There was a big dust up that people said Pulisic demanded a transfer. He said it's 100% fake news. And the fact that he used the term fake news makes me think it 100% happened.
I think it might be real. I mean, like, why? I think it might be real too. It slipped out, it leaked, and it shouldn't have leaked because that shit shouldn't leak, especially if you told somebody in confidence. But the fact of the matter is, I would not be surprised if he would want out of the project as at AC Milan and potentially part of something else. He's at 26 years old. He's the best U.S. American player out there of all time at the moment, too.
Of all time,
he has the ability to he doesn't have the ability to choose his destination, but he definitely has. He's going to have his pick of a few nice places that might be a little bit better than AC Milan is for him during the next few years.
Let me ask you guys, where do you guys want to see him at? Like, if you guys had a team in mind, where would you like Christian Pulisic to be at?
Leverkusen or not Crystal Palace, Nottingham.
Man, me and you were thinking alike. Because I'm thinking, yeah, man. Leverkusen's not a bad. They can use a guy like him. What about you, James?
Let me go take a look. Hold on.
Yeah, that Leverkusen one. I was thinking the exact same thing. I'm like, I don't want him back in Dortmund. I definitely don't want him for Bayern. I'm like, yeah, Leverkusen.
Gio Reyna's got to get the hell up out of Dortmund, by the way.
Right, but where's he gonna go?
It's time to go back to Chelsea.
Okay.
He's got unfinished business, and he's gonna take Chelsea back to a Champions League.
So let me ask you this: what about Christian Pulisic at Newcastle?
I love it. I loved it when he was at Chelsea. I wanted Newcastle.
I can picture him right now. I can picture it. I can see him in a Newcastle jersey. Yeah, like it's in my eye. As soon as you said it, I was like, oh my gosh, that was so easy to summon.
I looked at this table. I looked at all the teams, and I'm like, you know what? Newcastle sticks out for me. But yeah, I honestly, both parties, meaning Christian Pulisic and Newcastle, have a lot to gain from this mutual relationship.
Maybe Newcastle's a little stacked in the offense, if I remember correctly. Isaac's scoring a lot of the goals.
They have an opening.
You're right. There is an opening. You are 100% correct.
He could play striker. He could play striker, or he could play right wing.
Yeah, he could play on the right or left, right?
He could. Correct. You could put Pulisic at striker if you have Isaac. You could have him, and you could have the two of them switching in and out.
God, you love two strikers. James, you are obsessed with the 4-4-2.
No. I'm saying
I like two strikers too.
Isaac can play out in the wing. So at least I thought he can. No, he's just a pure striker. I thought he could play wing. No, he's not. He's fast. He's fast. He's 6 foot huge. No, you're not moving him out. You know what? Right here. Sorry, Murphy.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
you are the weakest link. Goodbye.
To the Englishman on an English club, that might be hard to displace.
To bring back a potential club legend,
dude. They thought Mason Mount was better than him,
and I don't see Mason's
That's how
name.
dumb the English can be about it sometimes.
I know,
bro. They think they're better than Brazil and Argentina half the time.
Listen. I like to dream too, man. It keeps.
I get it.
Every day.
I get it. They invented the game. But unfortunately, other people have mastered it. So, all
right. Well, talking about mastering it, I think we have mastered this segment. God, that was
yes, we have.
Transition. Yeah. Well, listen, we're gonna take a short break. We're gonna come back. We're gonna talk all things Chicago Fire and why the sky is falling. Peace.
Yeah. Peace. All right. Peace.
Well, the line is gone, but the people are still in the store. Fire fans showed out. I didn't end up buying anything, but I'm also going to go back in, so who knows? Actually, one of the better events I've seen the Fire run. I got to be honest, man. And they weren't even with players. Like, big shout out to the workers, man. They doing the Lord's work, man. So, pretty cool kit launch. Not necessarily the abomination I thought it was, but we'll see. Welcome back, fellow enemies of the Fire. We are here to the meat of the show, the potatoes of the show, the core of the show. We're going to talk about the Chicago Fire. We are here to talk about the Chicago Fire. What the fuck is up, Chicago? Gentlemen, how did our first game make you guys feel? How do you feel? Let's check in about your feeling.
To me,
Indifferent.
I didn't see a lot of the game. I just watched the highlights. I didn't watch this game. I'm going to get a good view of the next game, I'm hoping, but I know you guys are going to get a really good view of it, which sounds really fun. But I think that for the Fire to get 2 goals against a championship contending team in Greg Berhalter's first MLS game in over 4.5+ years, what have you, for as long as he's been part of 2? No, was it 1 or 2 World Cup cycles?
1.5.
1.5. So I mean, like 6 years I removed from the MLS. I mean, and he didn't show up like Bruce Arena showed up with the 4-0 thumping, but to get 2 goals against Nancy, who is a very admirable coach in his own right, I think is respectable. Here's the thing. The Fire showed signs of life. What led to their undoing really was 3 mistakes. And if they didn't have 3 mistakes, it actually might have been 2-1 instead of 4-2. So if they're 3 mistakes away from flipping the script in this game, that might bode well for the season. It's an unfortunate result for the first game, especially it's the start of a new project. Like, you want to get that first pancake right, but sometimes it just doesn't pop off right, and then maybe you go on a tear and you get the next 8 pancakes right. And you're just flipping, and then everybody's like, all right, give me that syrup. Let's dig in. Butter up.
So you're flipping pancakes. DPG, you're indifferent.
Here's the thing. I think what killed us is basically the same mistakes over and over again. And the thing is, first, I don't know why. Who started? Overhell?
Why. Injury problems.
I'm showing it.
Yeah,
Okay.
but there could have been. Yeah. So, first of all, I'm not sold on Overhell. Like, I don't care. He's, everybody, he's high on the youth squad. I don't think he's ready. I don't think he might ever be ready. I honestly think he's gonna be a fringe player. And if he wanted to prove a point, he should have done it and not do such a careless giveaway.
Okay, well,
I think that's harsh.
I'll tell you this, DPG. I agree with you on Oriel, because the literal sky is falling, everyone. This is terrible. Greg Berhalter ruined my entire MLS opening day weekend. I was so excited it was ruined. All right, no, in all seriousness, I'll say this quickly before we start really digging in deep, because DPG wanted to get into them details fast.
Yeah, yep.
I realize it's just feelings, but like, god damn, man, like the way, like the way we kick off the new Greg Berhalter era is literally seeing the worst things that the U.S. ever did under Greg Berhalter, as well as seeing the worst things the Chicago Fire have done the last 15 years matched together, which makes me think, remember when we thought this guy was a freaking moron? Do you guys remember that?
Yeah, I clearly remember that. But here's the thing. So Carlos Terran is doing Carlos Terran things. Like, game.
I am a big Terran supporter.
Game. He had a terrible game, but you know what? You can't say you want to go to Europe when you're making mistakes like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like kicking the ball into your own net. Mm-hmm. That's a huge mistake. Mm-hmm. Like, I honestly feel that this is one of those games that Omar Gonzalez should have started and added some. Hold
on. But listen, Terran deserves his whatever the reverse of praise is. But Jack Elliott was not up to snuff either.
No,
he did not look like an MLS center back starting quality at all.
Really?
That's
honestly concerning. Massively concerning.
Honestly, you needed some type of leadership in the back line because they were all over the place.
Gone.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. It's supposed to be Jack, but he just got here.
Mm-hmm.
So then you got Terran. Why the hell is he going to listen to Jack? Then you got Jonathan Dean. And listen, I don't give it whatever about the memes, dog. Jonathan Dean is not up. Jonathan Dean needs to get a starting gig at like Tulsa. He's USL
Yeah.
quality starter. Like, and
Yeah.
he can be serviceable, but like I'd rather see people play.
You know
Right?
who would
Like-
I would have rather have on that side? Fucking Omsberg. Like
Maybe,
I would have
maybe.
I would have put
No.
Omsberg over Dean.
Absolutely not.
I'm sorry,
mean,
but
Absolutely not.
So we didn't see Barroso.
Augsburg
That's
is a-
who we
is a
signed to
cone.
be there.
Who do
So
who's supposed to be
Barroso's
there? Yeah, Barroso's hurt.
Barroso.
Barroso, but he's hurt.
Right, of course he's hurt. We signed him. Anyway, and Gutman looked good to start the game, but like fell hard. I wonder if that's fitness issues or what, but just man, I'm like Gutierrez and Bamba single-handedly were the best part of this game.
Mhm.
And obviously Hugo Kuipers did all the off-the-ball stuff you want him to do, because literally as soon as Tom Barlow went on the field, everything
it was over.
instantly came to a screeching halt. And it was
Oh
just
my.
and you said like
Tom-
it could have been 2-1. Dog, it could have been 6-2 because they had a goal called back that was close, and they
Yeah.
had another one that should have went in.
Mhm.
The guy skied it.
Honestly, the defense is in shambles. I'm not sold on Tehran. I think he's done. I was never a big fan of him. Unfortunately, like honestly,
Oh shit.
I mean, he did score the goal.
cool.
Tehran.
He didn't score any goals.
He scored the goal
I don't
for
know.
the
They got a
Fire
soccer ball.
Oh, I see. Yes, I get what you did.
because he says he got
So
an own
honestly-
goal.
Yeah, he got an own goal. So my thing is this: like our back line is crap now. Like,
Dude, I'm actually, I started pretty positive. I am about to veer into the super negative because I know we're only 2% of the way in, guys. And I'm the guy trying to be the voice of reason, saying, hey, we're only 2% of the way in. We're not going to have to deal with this the whole rest of the season. But I am looking at a very concerning thing here. This team is totally lopsided. Kuipers, he's good enough for quite a few MLS teams. He's a good striker, right?
Yeah.
Same thing with Bamba. Same Guti. You know what? Guti's last year we thought he was kind of taking he didn't take the big step forward.
A season off. Yeah.
Guti
But-
really looked like
but
he
guys,
was
Guti
specifically
did this last
answering
year.
DPG.
No, guys, Guti
Yeah.
did this last year. He looked good for the first 2 games.
That is true.
And then what did he do the rest of the season?
He fell off.
So
Well,
is this
Zink
either what
was
Guti
invisible.
does, or has Guti grown to hopefully reach another level, and maybe he's part of the big boys now?
Zink got surprised how competitive this league is
Did you think so?
because he looked a
He
little
was
stunned.
invisible.
Yeah.
He was utterly
Um,
invisible. Now, I don't necessarily. Again, here's the problem. This is the first game. Had
Mhm.
we maybe come out and had a 1-1 draw or 2-1 in a tight game, like I'd feel way better. But
Yeah,
the way
yeah.
we just literally walked out and got kicked in the nuts,
But
just
that's my concern,
immediately
boys. That's my concern.
Why-
deflates me.
Why is Tom Barlow still on this team? Like, why?
Money.
Like,
Because it was a terrible financial decision they
Cheap-
can't get out from under.
Because
no,
it's just easier to retain him. But guys,
Warm
let
body, yeah.
me continue my point here. So the Fire seem lopsided because I mean you still got Kellen Acosta that still leans almost towards the offense, even though he's a defensive midfielder. But Oriel was basically invisible. Dean. Absolutely invisible, so you're playing a man down with Dean out there. Tehran, good for an own goal, was not playing good. Elliott sounds like he's not up to snuff at the moment. It's either early season rust or could be worse. And the same thing for Gutman. Every single guy you talked about on our back line, Gutman, Elliott, Tehran, Dean, and when you look at the bench, the answer's not there. Omar Gonzalez, maybe it might be time to break the emergency glass at this point because
Well, Sam
this
Rogers didn't
wa-
get in the game.
Okay, so that needs to change because something has got to change here because this was abysmal. Absolutely abysmal. The Fire could score offense, but they can't stop goals. That is a recipe for disaster all
Well,
season.
it's because it's not necessary. Hold on. It's not even necessarily that they couldn't stop the goals because we kept passing it to the other team. The problem is we're playing out of the back with Chris Brady, who has proven he can't play out of the back. And then
Yep.
we're playing out of the back with people like Tehran's the only one who really can do it, but he gets too lackadaisical with the ball. Dean can't do it. Jack Elliott proved insufficient in the first game.
Guys,
I'm hoping that changes.
And
What
you
you're
know, you
telling
have
me-
Orhel that he gets bodied.
Yep.
Well, yeah,
by
Orel got bodied.
He got bodied, and he's like wondering why they haven't called him. Like, dude, I get that you played in the youth national teams, but this is the big boys now. Now you can't just a little push is not gonna call. It's not gonna call back a goal. So
You know who would have been? You know who would have been awesome there? Luca De La Torre.
yeah,
Like,
I don't
come
know.
on, dude. It's
so
just,
I don't know. So it kind of makes you wonder, like, what the hell is the Fire doing? Because, I mean, one thing I realized, this team didn't spend a whole lot of money this season to get players.
Mhm.
I mean,
they didn't
Bamba was not that expensive, but Bamba is head and shoulders. He's gonna be great in this league. That's good. That's good news.
Guys, I got a hot take. Oh, I got a hot take.
What's that?
Brady's time with the Chicago Fire might be short.
Oh, for sure. They're going to sell high because that we want a guy who can play out of the back.
I don't even know if they're going to be able to sell him high, because here is the issue. Football across the world is adopting this play out of the back style. Everybody thinks that they got an Ederson in net, and they all have Pep Guardiola, type tactics and guys to be able to get it done, and the know-how. This is where the movement's going. The goalkeepers who are just the pure shot stoppers are going to be left behind for the guys who could play with their feet a little bit more, especially when you've got guys who could cover for their ass elsewhere. And if they could bring a little to the table with the distribution, help create goals, it's a goal scoring game. If if you ain't scoring goals, you are not winning. And so that is the way that the direction might go. So it might be a little bit harder to, move Brady on in that regard to somewhere bigger and better.
Here's another hot take. Bring back Slonina.
Can he distribute? Because really, Brady has to improve his distribution. If Brady can improve his distribution to an Ederson-like level, which is not going to be attainable, of course, not that high.
Not easy.
But I mean, you have to you have to be a left back and then move to play goalkeeper to be an Ederson. But that's the thing.
Well, who's the guy playing for Crystal Palace? He played well under Greg, right? Matt Turner.
Anyway, is it time to bring Matt Turner home? Because he's
I don't want to waste
thing.
a DP spot.
He's the same
No, we're
thing.
not. No,
he has distribution problems as well.
I know. It just, we just aren't built for it, man. And like,
we're not built for Greg Ball. Is what you're saying?
Listen, this team could make the playoffs this year, right?
Could.
I guess my whole thing.
I'm not
is just
seeing a playoff team at the moment.
Well, I'm just saying the way they deflated my soul this first game, like, you can't fucking do that. Even when, like, you look at what San Jose did. San Jose is in the same spot as us. Who did it better, Bruce Arena or Greg Berhalter? And right now, Bruce Arena is proving to have done it better with a worse squad.
It's true.
That is true.
They don't have a Jonathan Bamba. They do not. They have an Arango, but I think Kuipers is as good as Arango.
Let me guess. No, yeah, so you're still going to be without Barroso, Mueller, Comey, and Selassie.
No, Mueller just had a kid. I think he'll play. Actually, I think he's going to start, unfortunately.
After having a kid, dude, let him start. He might have one in him. He might have one in him.
Here's the thing out of this game. Big news. Not only are we down Barroso, who's an important player, but Guti is now suspended for a game for doing less than what Messi did.
Yes, which is bullshit.
It is complete bullshit.
It's bullshit.
It's 1,000% bullshit. Like, it's one of those things, like, you didn't catch the kid when he did it, and you even looked at Barr and you gave him a yellow. So, like, keep it moving, dog.
It's complete. It's complete bullshit. Luis Suarez actually was kind of not bad.
Messi grabbed some dude's neck and like freaking was squeezing it.
No, he gets was digging his thumb into his neck.
Yeah, he was squeezing. Like, he was trying to do that, like that Vulcan nerve pinch.
Yeah, the Vulcan death grip. Yeah.
Yeah. And like, dude, Like, bro, it's like, yeah, he's not gonna get fine. He's not gonna get suspended because it's Messi. But God forbid, Brian Gutierrez, his arm looked a little weird, and all of a sudden, after a VAR, still a yellow card. But the MLS disciplinary committee can't make up their mind.
So legit, one of the only two players that covered themselves in glory in that first game is gone, which we already are so thin at midfield. Like, what's the team going to look like? Are you going to move Zink to the center and start Mueller?
I'll tell you who's got to be happy. Connor. Russell Crowe, of course, scoring a goal. Diego Rossi showing up.
Yes,
like
Connor was very happy.
Like, look at this. Like, we're like, haha, you don't have any strikers, and they're like, aha, 3 goals from our strikers.
Honestly, it's because I blame Tehran, I blame Origel, I blame the back line for their lackluster performance. Honestly, I don't know why would you start Tehran. Like, I'm not sold on him. Like,
so it's interesting.
A lot of us are, though. I am sold on Tehran, but he had a bad game.
Tehran reminds me of Duran, but on defense.
Honestly, Tehran had a lot of bad games last season. Like, I don't get what's the hype.
He did. He had quite a few.
He's got the unteachables, right? He's got the size. He's got the got skill. He's got skill on the ball. So
does a stop sign. But you're not gonna, you're not gonna convince me that he's good. It's good either.
Greg wants to play out of the back, and Tehran has the foot skills to do that. His defense is not his strong suit as a defender, which, like Tom Barlow, scoring goals as a striker is not his strong suit.
This is why. So I'm looking at this little article here.
Did he watch a different game than you guys? Because reading
Everyone
this article,
watched a different game. Everyone watched a different game than us. All of our contemporaries are happy. Dude, which I'm not trying to start a fight, but I got no pay. Dude, just the way we got kicked in the teeth. There was 50 ways to lose that game, and I'm happy. But they picked the one way to just rip any bit of hope that we had away from us.
Here, let me read this. The Chicago Fire's first game under Greg Berhalter was probably the most entertaining one of the entire weekend. Chicago scored.
Crew fans had a blast.
Chicago scored 2 great goals in semi-transition. Jonathan Bama and Guti were awesome. They conceded 2 WPIOOTBGW classics and saw Carlos Tehran pot the most remarkable own goal in a weekend filled with remarkable own goals, and saw the Crew eventually take control with some excellent adjustments. That's quite the run-on sentence. Mo Farsi dropped deeper at about the 25th minute to stop Bamba from getting in behind, and it worked. Sean Zawadzki, Zavadsky pressed higher, which caused Chicago all sorts of problems. Now, Zavadsky, I'm sorry.
No, this goes back to what I said. You need that real leadership in the back line, because anybody with any leadership qualities in the back line would have spot that, and they would have started making adjustments.
Mm-hmm.
This is why communication is important. This is why you need a leader in the back. It ain't Sam Elliott. It ain't Jack Elliott, whatever. It ain't Jurassic Park
and/or Sam Rogers.
Yeah, they're gonna mix it. It ain't one of those guys. We're basically taking the leftovers from other teams that are, and Sam Elliott.
Well, Jack Elliott's supposed to be really good, and he
don't buy that. You know why I don't buy that? Because he would have, if he would have saw those adjustments, because you need that leadership. You need the guy in the back line that it almost is like a tactician that sees what other teams are adjusting, and he'll tell his colleagues, he'll tell his other center back, like, hey, this guy is pushing up forward. Let's try this. Let's counteract that. But
I'll tell you what, I disagree with this article on one thing.
What?
I think Tom Barlow is the one who's able to shut down Bamba and Guti. He shut him down.
Oh man.
instantly.
I mean, absolutely. But wait, so
It's like-
wait a second
Hold on,
though,
let him
guys.
finish,
So let's think about this and listen to this. Now, he's talking about their defender in the same way you were talking about the way that the Fire need a defender. Zawadzki was great, by the way, and this performance reminded me of how good he looked before he fractured a rib last September. And to his credit, played through it down the stretch and well into the Audi MLS Cup playoffs. And if he is full strength for the rest of the season, and if the Crew go out and add a high-end DP attacker, man, they might not drop off much, if at all, from last year. Anyways,
You know what's gonna be the measuring stick is the return game when Columbus comes to Chicago. Like if the Fire can pull off a win over Columbus, then that's showing that we're on the right track.
right?
That we're going somewhere. Like I'm calling it now.
This is a much better
Like-
team than the Fire, though. At this moment in
Yeah.
point in time,
No,
it
at
seems.
this moment, yes.
They have a Zawadzki,
Greg-
and the Fire have a Jack Elliott.
If Greg makes the adjustments, if things start going our way, and we start pulling out results, and then Columbus comes back to Chicago, I don't know, maybe later in the summer or whatever. If we beat them, which I'm hoping we are, then we know for a fact that we're on the right track somehow. Like
I think you're getting a touch ahead of yourself.
I am
and-
not getting a touch of my head as well because I'm going to use that as a measuring stick. If we could beat Columbus, because technically, supposedly, we have one of the best MLS coaches, based on past experiences. Okay.
So, I
Okay,
think this
guys.
is the perfect.
Guys, I mean, San Jose went and beat a playoff contending team that's kind of like Columbus and Real Salt Lake. They lost their striker. They're still a good team.
I mean, Real Salt Lake is not as good, but like not a 4-0 difference, right?
yeah, and the other thing is they thumped them 4-0. The Fire did score 2 goals for what it's worth. And so that's what's like funny about this article, because it seems to be so positive. But anyway, back to the Fire, he says. The fans were pretty jazzed about this performance, even with a loss. What the fuck does jazzed mean?
This is what
they
happens.
Are, though. They are. Most of the fan base is pretty happy.
All these plastic fans that are jazzed up about this loss. I'm calling him out. I'm calling them plastic fans.
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
No, this is the acceptance. This is the acceptance of mediocrity. When you've been so bad for so long.
You can address all comments to DPG in the comments below.
when you've been bad for so long, that just because one player had a great performance and scored 2 goals, there's some positives.
Mm-hmm.
When there might be 1 or 2 positives, but there sure as hell there's 10 negatives to that. Unless we fix those 10 negatives, we're not going anywhere.
Berhalter,
so let's.
Berhalter smelled the result though, and was pissed not to get it. That's what he wrote. Pissed not to get it. I think that the goals. Basically, we gave them 3 goals. Right? That's tough. He said in the presser. But the positives of it are we created a number of chances. If we limit the errors, we're right in this game, potentially winning the game. And yes, he must have an Alex Jones voice.
This is going back to what I said, that Greg has to make the adjustments. He has to fix this, and we have to win games. All right, I'm not gonna settle.
Yes.
On a loss just because we scored 2 goals and everybody's happy. That is giving us 0 points, meaning 0 points for us to move up the ladder to make the playoffs. You can feel as positive as you want. You can be happy. You can be, oh my God, Brian Gutierrez scores 2 goals. That's fine, but we still lost.
Made player of the
we
week.
have 0 points.
So I will say this.
Team of the week.
I understand the market was soft, but you cannot tell me we're holding on to a deep spot, be patient, and then immediately get your teeth kicked in.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can't do that, dude. Like, you have to show progress. This is not progress. Like, the fact of the matter is, we didn't sign. We have an open DP slot, and we said screw it, because you know why? Because Greg Berhalter knows everybody in the press is going to give him a free year. He knows management's going to give him a free year, and it's bullshit. Teams go from worst to first in this league so much Like their ninth place is not out of the like. He should demand to be fired if he doesn't make the playoffs. That's ninth place.
Honestly, here's the thing. I'm not gonna waste a DP spot on a defender. Hell no.
Or a defensive
It has to be
midfielder.
in the midfield. We need a midfielder DP spot. Like I can really see.
San Diego.
Would you go get
or
Luka
somebody
Modric?
Talking to,
Would Luka Modric do
well,
it for
Kevin
me?
De Bruyne is in conversation to come to the league.
Yeah,
But Luca De La Torre would have been perfect. On top of we obviously need a backup striker too.
Oh yeah. Oh God, we need a back.
That was obvious. I don't
like
know.
that's I mean, yeah. The fact that honestly, the Tom Ball curse happens as soon as he enters the field. Like once he enters the field, things could either get worse or they're gonna stay the same. And most of the time he's gone in, the Fire have been losing, and that has not changed.
Here's one other issue I'm seeing. Take a look at this, and what do you see?
Wilfred Nancy outcoached him. Okay, you are not wrong.
Wilfred Nancy outcoached him with one less sub. He kept one extra hand tied behind his back. Were these guys dueling with their dicks? What was going on here? How come all 5 subs weren't used for both of these guys? Nancy undressed Berhalter and put his finger in his ear with a wet willy.
Honestly, in Greg's defense, Carlos Saran should in Greg's defense, literally, Carlos Saran shit the bed. Origo shit the bed.
Yes.
Really bad. Like I don't think unless he does something amazing. Okay, go ahead.
If you touch a hot stove twice, are you going to touch it a third time? After the second time you give up a goal, stop playing out of the back.
Oh, that is true.
So how about the playing out of the back? Like there were so many playing out of the back goals this weekend.
You need a guy it goes back to the leadership thing. You need a guy that's gonna stay cool and not panic playing out of the back.
Mm-hmm.
And that's been kind of the issue with the Fire is that they start panicking when they play out of the back. Like they can't even get 2 or 3 passes together.
We've been so negative. I want to say one positive thing. Obviously, Jonathan Baba and Guti basically saying DPG was talking shit all year.
You know what?
We're positive, but hold on.
I want to see this. I want to see the same level of intensity from Brian Gutierrez at the end of the season. Because if he falls off in the summer, I want him out.
Okay, I agree. Well, I don't agree with him being, but I appreciate opinion on that. I want to say this. I am usually the guy who is okay with feeding youngins to the wood chipper, right? Let him make those mistakes. Like Oriel, here's the thing. The second he does this again this season, you know he's never going to be a professional. If he proves he's learned because he got his ass eaten, he's going to keep going, right? So I am okay with throwing youngins to the wood chipper, but you can't let you can't let what happened happen. You got to have stronger people around. It's just tough, man. We had very cautious optimism going into the season.
Read this tweet.
And that game.
Yeah, we have no midfielders.
So let's read between the lines. They're targeting a DP midfielder.
I've been calling it. We need a DP midfielder. Stop buying DP wingers that are not going to do shit. Get a DP midfielder that's going to pull the strings, that's going to be the playmaker. We need somebody to play the ball not on the wings. So, and that's been the Fire's MO is that they like to play on the wings, but it hasn't worked out for us.
Are you going to raid Newcastle to see who's in their midfield?
No, you'll see.
Oh, no, oh, God. So, all right. We have beaten the dead horse of that was a bad game. It made me sad. It made Angels cry. So
it pissed me off.
Yeah, it pissed
me off. And then these Fire fans that are happy about a loss are pissing me off.
Yeah, I will admit, I've been a little bit of a douche on the internet. I can't take this crap with the loss and then all these like fascist looking Twitter accounts and like all these.
Yes,
and then,
I
like,
know, but have you
Hey,
seen them?
hey,
Like
and then like
YouTube, you
homophobe
haven't
night
seen them.
on
YouTube,
Look, man,
like,
look,
they
this
are.
was a bad week. to be
You
a Fire
cannot say
fan.
that. You cannot degrade a North Korean Fire fan. All right.
Oh my gosh!
All right, you
Dude,
cannot.
we are teetering on the cringiest fan base on
Look, man.
Or are they're Iranian brothers?
Iranian, exactly. They're your brothers too. You guys have something in common. Fire. You know. You can't just forget about them.
All right, DC is coming up.
All right,
DC is coming to town. Christian Benteke.
No, wait, boys. All right, before we slip into that, real quick, let's speculate on who the Fire are getting. So Kevin De Bruyne Kevin De Bruyne would be literally perfect. It would be
He's
amazing.
going to San Diego.
He's going to San Diego, bro.
Okay, well that's over. What about Dybala? No, he's not going to Chicago. Chalangu?
Hold on. Dybala is a realistic shout, but I'll tell you this: if Dybala comes to this league, he will not play in the midfield. He'll play striker.
Yeah,
he won't
that's his
want to run.
preferred. That's his preferred.
He won't want to run like that. Xhaka's like 70, right?
Xhaka's
31 actually. But do we really want to experiment again with the
Swiss national team?
With Swiss national? Yeah, exactly.
Well, here's the thing: the Chicago Fire have an existing relationship with the Swiss national team, even though that Wiki's gone and Heights is gone.
Yeah,
and all
but
that.
do you really want Shaqiri's midfield partner?
No. We don't.
Conte,
I don't
bring in N'Golo.
I don't like this list.
N'Golo. Bring in N'Golo.
You know what? I will take Conte for 2 seasons.
Oh my God! Give me Conte. We're winning the fucking league upon his arrival. I've seen him do it.
I will take Conte for 2 seasons.
Oh my God! Give me Conte. And there's Luka Modric for 38. I'm sorry, Luka. I love Luka 2 years ago. He's still playing at an incredibly high level. He is. It's absolutely impressive. And he probably wants this last World Cup. I don't know.
Nobody on here that is young enough will come to us.
Well, where's the Latte Lath? Because he was 26.
Yeah, but not on this list. They're in Turkey on Galatasaray. They're in, Sweden on Brøndby. They're on the big teams in the small countries.
Oh, I see what you're doing there. I see what you're doing there, James. I saw that.
Oh God, no!
Look at that German connection.
I don't have any German players.
Basti might put in a word, be like, "Yeah, let's go to Chicago Fire."
I will love to see Basti put in a word. I would actually love to see Basti again in Chicago in some capacity.
Do you want Ilkay Gundogan?
I'll take him. Honestly, we can do a lot worse than him.
Who the hell is Ronaldo?
We all know how I feel about German soccer in general.
Dude, Ronaldo Cabri. Look at this guy. Jailson. He's 32
years old. He plays in Palmeiras. So I guess he wasn't good enough for Europe. Yeah.
What about
it?
I don't think any of this is. I mean, none of this is realistic, and I think you're gonna have
you know what was non-realistic? When we try to ask Neymar to come join the Fire. The thought of a Fire rep.
Wow, Rabiot is all the way down. Is at Olympia? I don't know.
Oh wow,
dude, bring Rabiot.
Oh. Yeah, we both kind of grown.
Dude, 6'3". You can't teach height. Bring in.
Yeah, well,
Rabiot.
what's his stats? What are his stats this season so far? I need to see stats.
Yeah, I don't know what his
stats. This guy's sitting on.
This is gonna change 7,000 times before the window opens.
Oh, Mkhitaryan.
Okay.
He's
35.
Though. Yeah.
Mkhitaryan.
I love him.
35 years old.
That'd be sick. Koke.
Okay, I was looking at that too.
Mm-hmm.
Koke might.
Brozovic, Anderson Talisca. He sounds like he likes the Bulls.
Dude, he's been out.
He's a Bulls
Wow,
fan.
he left Saudi to go to Turkey.
I think he's a Bulls
All right,
fan.
well,
Or Benacha, yeah. They got Todd.
how old's Tadic?
Oh, 35
Yeah,
for
35.
Dusan. I love Dusan. Oh, that would have been a
Oh,
great move 2 years ago.
Isco.
Oh,
Isco. That's my shout.
Oh my gosh, I would dude. That actually.
Let's get Isco. We're getting Isco. Turn this up.
What about Leon? What about Leon?
Goretzka?
Dude, we're passing right over Sabitzer.
No, thank you. We have similar. I have similar issues to Gundogan.
Pepe, no, not Pepe. That's not the Pepe.
I'm telling, dude. Nah, it's done. But
wait, one second here. I'll do this. 30.
The 30-year-olds. My goodness.
So, we're going after a 30-year-old.
All right, 30-year-old.
I mean, DePaul. That might actually not be a bad shout. You know, he runs. He plays for Atletico. He could play right next to fucking Acosta.
Dude, he would fucking destroy this league.
100%.
This guy would destroy this league. That would be a DP and a fucking half.
What about Kovic?
What about Party?
Nah, no, thank you.
True Marty Party.
No fucking thank you.
Thomas Tay Party.
No, he brings a little bit of baggage that I do not enjoy.
And he plays right back.
Way.
Look at that.
He can play in jail.
Oh, jeez.
Who's that? Kovic?
Oh shit. Then yeah.
Man City.
Oh, dude, Mateo Kovacic. I mean, I wouldn't say no to Mateo.
I wouldn't say no.
You guys, this is complete pie in the sky nonsense.
Yes, but that's the dream.
Yeah,
why are we not allowed to go get a Kevin De Bruyne while they come to the league? Why are we not allowed to get a Leo Messi?
Because they decided to. Because they said, "Fuck it, we'll wait till summer." And then summer's going to get here and we'll be so far out of the playoff race, they'll be like, well, let's just save it. Why waste the money?
Oh, that will bring a lot of butts to the seats at Soldier Field.
Dude, Zelensky's good.
Yeah.
Zelensky's
he plays in friggin' Inter.
Good.
There you go.
Not going to lie. Piotr Zelensky would be a fucking snipe and a half. Fabinho.
But
I'll take Zelensky.
Those two right there, Fabinho and Fred, are the type of signings that come to the league and instantly play 5 games or hurt the whole time. Or like, I had no idea the league.
I would agree. Where I'm not seeing that from Zelensky. I think Zelensky would be coming here to impress.
Bro, if someone says Casemiro, I'm gonna be like, what?
Hans Vanaken. Dude, bring him. Bring him!
Yeah, but he's 34 though, man.
Doesn't matter. Bring him. Legend's a legend.
He's 34.
Should have been here last year.
I feel pushed into being a Sounders fan more every day.
You could put him anywhere. He would be the Fabian Herber's 8.0.
Put him on another team.
There's
Sergio. Got Endo.
Sergio, Royce. Dude, look.
Zelarayan. Look at Lucas Zelarayan. Where is he playing?
Grano. He's playing Argentina.
Oh, all right.
Dude.
Look, you got the guy from Leverkusen.
It's over.
Hoffman.
Grifo. Emre Can.
Carvalho.
Do you guys remember how the German team has played recently?
Mario Götze.
Oh, God.
World Cup winner.
What is this whole segment? Drive me absolutely insane?
Yep.
It has been fun, hasn't it?
Yeah, how about Dries Mertens?
João Mario,
why not that?
Dries Mertens? What about
Carlos Hill? Look at that, man.
What about Arnautovic? Your favorite?
Oh, God.
Roberto Firmino. Firmino.
Remember when I wanted Roberto Firmino?
Hakeem Ziyech.
He's playing in what is it? Saudi.
Ziyech isn't playing.
Dude,
He's
Roberto
on a free.
Roberto would have
Hold
league.
on. I need you to rewind. Ziyech doesn't have a team. We could sign him right now.
Go get fucking Ziyech. I don't know. I don't know. You think this guy would come to the league and retire, or is he coming to the league to dominate?
Yeah.
Hakeem Ziyech could come into the league and dominate.
I can't approve of any of this because you know the answer is they're not going to sign a midfielder because they signed Kwame, right? They don't think that's an issue.
What? Oh, Matic. Oh my gosh.
35.
Yeah, but he's 35.
35, and he already ran like molasses to begin with.
Yeah, he did. Gross. Ooh,
I'm telling you, we
Lamina?
already figured this out. We already had the right name.
Kevin Campbell, Bonaventura, Christian Eriksen. Dude.
You want to take a risk?
No,
Watch
that's
it.
the perfect signing of a guy who comes and does nothing. It's literally textbook MLS signing. Come here, do nothing, collect a paycheck, ruin a team's playoff chances for 2 years, and then repeat the cycle with fucking Ross Barkley. You know, like,
oh man, you just literally went on a rant and then you stopped and said Ross Barkley.
I just knew it.
Oh, come on.
Idrissa.
All right, James.
Widgie.
James, you gotta stop.
All right,
You're-
this is too fun.
You're making us dream too much.
I know it's too fun to dream. We did.
This is how bad the first game of the season was. There's no excitement. I'm trying to talk about the whole. You guys have no excitement whatsoever.
Honestly,
This is what Greg Berhalter does to people.
I'm gonna say this. And I know we're gonna talk about Chicago versus DC.
No, let's shut it down here though, because it's about time.
All right.
Or go finish your points. And,
No, I was gonna say this.
Yeah, move on. We'll start closing.
If we win ugly, if we win this game ugly, I'm talking about 2-1, 1-0. You know, some controversial stuff might happen. I don't know. If we win ugly, I will still not be in the positive, because we're barely scraping by.
Mm-hmm. If
I
we're
think the bare
1-1,
minimum.
if we're 1-1 coming out, it's 5% of the season. When we're 1-1, you're not going to be feeling good about the Greg Berhalter project.
Like I said, if they
You're
win
not
ugly,
going to be buzzing.
if they win ugly, I don't think I'm gonna be there yet. Just because I feel like we're just scraping to get by. Now,
Well,
if they put a master
sometimes
class,
is a battle sometimes, and it is a
yeah.
Sometimes there's
But,
a time where you do give them the respect. I understand what you're saying though.
No. But if we put on a master class where we dominated the game, we made key passes, we fixed our issues in the back line, which of course is not going to happen, in the second game. And if we win 2-3-0, I might be back on that, hype train again.
Right.
Well,
Right.
I expected a schizophrenic season. I did. But like just to get kicked in the teeth immediately as you're smiling, that sucked.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is there a chance we win this game? We're without Guti. We're without Barroso. Is Kuipers 90 minutes fit?
I think
what I'm saying?
I think we have enough to at least get a 1-0, 2-0 win.
You don't think Benteke can come here and dog walk our defense?
Yes, you can.
Maybe. You know how I said how Carlos Saran is up and down?
Yeah.
Maybe in the next game he's gonna be on the upside. So all of a sudden
Saran's got Benteke in his pocket, baby.
And Jack Elliott.
There you go. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like Toronto might just wake up and say, "Oh my God, I'm defending. Where's Benteke?" But yeah. So I don't know. I mean, honestly, I could see the Fire walking out with a 1 or 2-0 win.
I hope you're right, man. This is gonna be a schizophrenic season, but like I with the absence lineup, I'm extremely worried with the absences. I was feeling I want to feel better about this game. I want to feel better about this whole project.
Well, here's the funny thing about the absences is the Fire aren't just missing the players that are missing, but they're also missing the players that they do not have. The DP. They're
I
missing
know,
DP, so
I'm
they're
not
literally
dumb.
playing. They're entering the season in some ways shorthanded. However,
They are, and
should
I'm
they be
not
able to
dumb.
go get a win here in this home opener, which I'm predicting a win. I think they're going to get a win. Yeah, they're shorthanded, but it's home opener. They're gonna pull it off. Greg's going to show up.
You got
and
them down for a win.
I got him down for a 2-0 at least win. I like your 2-0 shot, maybe even 3-1. No, you know what? I can't give 3-1. Let's go 4-2. Let's go 4-2, and here's the reason why. The defense is not good. The defense is not good. Benteke should be able to
leak
score.
some sort of goal.
It should leak some goals. Maybe it's 3-1, 2-1. But this offense, it managed to flip a few pancakes that passed the test last week. You know, I think that this week at home, they might be able to flip a few more. So bring your syrup.
Well,
and your
James,
butter.
I'm a waffles guy, and I think it's going to be a 2-2 draw. I think
Well, you're not a crepes guy. You're not a crepes guy.
Oh, I like some crepes. Oh, I like some crepes.
No, what's that? I'll never eat that. You had some this morning. Anyway, I'm sorry.
Get your Paczkis. Get your Paczkis next week.
Oh
yeah,
man,
yeah, for
I
sure.
gotta get. Yeah, I like Paczkis. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, and that's next week. It's like the special occasion.
Which one you get? Which flavor?
Oh my God, there's so many. But I mean, core it is gonna sound weird, but you got to get a prune. Prune is just like this classic Paczki flavor. I don't know what it is. It's amazing. You get a good custard one that's just plain, but you know.
I like the custard one. I like the custard one.
Custard, strawberry and cheese. Love it. Plain old strawberry.
That sounds amazing, actually.
Strawberry and cheese. Oh, that's my jam.
Yeah,
Let's plain old strawberry's good. Raspberry, blueberry. Give me some.
do they
blueberry.
have any vegan options for my friend over here?
There are. I mean, I would imagine, but there's nothing
You
that
would
says
think,
vegan.
I don't know.
I don't.
I
There's
mean,
probably
I
a
didn't
vegan
even-
bakery that serves vegan Paczkis. It's got to exist,
Yeah.
and it'd be
'Cause
amazing.
I didn't
I'm
even know this
imagining-
Paczki thing was a thing until I moved closer to the Polish people.
Dude,
Exactly.
there's ones
You see,
loaded
that's
with
how you
fruit.
know.
Apricots.
If you didn't grow up in Chicago, you don't know.
poppy seed.
Yeah, I didn't know.
There's some
So,
amazing flavors.
And like you said, when you got close to the Polish people, that's hey.
That's when you figured the
Yeah,
And they know how to
So-
make a good donut.
yeah. There you go. But I will say this, I considering it's a Paczki, they probably throw in that butter in it. So I don't know if it's vegan for you, buddy.
Somebody's got to make them. We'll see.
Yeah.
But all right. So we all feel a better result coming for the Fire. Okay. One last question. I know we're trying to wrap up, but this is kind of one of my most.
Yeah.
Those look good.
Dude,
One of my
I know.
Important
That's
question.
a custard one on top, and that looks like a plain strawberry on the bottom. To the left looks like a strawberry and cheese. To the right, that is a buttercream. To the upper left, that might be cheese, just plain cheese, like a cheese one, like a cheese Danish, which is different than the custard. Ooh, those look. I would tear them all up.
Dude, man,
All right,
March is hard, man. You got the soda bread, you got the Paczkis.
Yep.
There you go.
Yep.
So hold on, I got a question for you guys. Because we all had positive thoughts for this game.
Yes.
Yeah.
What will it take? When will it become Greg out? How long do you give Greg? How bad do things have to get?
If we don't win the next 3 games, because
Like,
we're
if we
going on
lose
the road.
3 Yeah.
We're going on the road after this one, and we're gonna be on the road for 3 weeks. And we're not gonna come back to Chicago until the end of the month. If we cannot win at least 2 of those games, because I'm gonna be realistic, it's hard to win on the road.
It is.
So we cannot win
2 of the next
2
4.
2 of the next 4, we're in trouble.
Okay.
Like, yeah, that's yeah. I mean, I would hope that we can win 2 and draw 2 on the road, and then come back to Chicago for a win. That's what I would hope. That's what I would like. But if we cannot get any wins in the next 3 or 4 games, we're in trouble.
If we are like 2-7-4 or whatever, You know what I mean? Like, or after 10 games, if we've got like 7 losses, I'm going to be calling for it. And if we get to halfway through the season to the All-Star break and we're under 10th, I'm going to be calling for it.
Mm-hmm.
But I swear to God, like if we miss the playoffs this year, it's got it. You have to pull the plug. You can't drain 3-4 more years just to make the playoffs.
But Toke, who are you pulling the plug for? We have one of the best
Doesn't
coaches
matter.
of
Gotta
MLS.
try a different system.
We have one of the best coaches in MLS, and if he can't make it work here, no one fucking can. Fold the gosh damn team at that point. Get something new. Start a whole new project. Get rid of the logo. Get rid of everybody. Get rid of the stadium. Move on. Because if Greg Berhalter can't fucking do it, hold my beer, no one fucking can. Now, here's the thing that we really got to consider.
Welcome to the enemies of the Ford
Now,
Madison.
here's what you guys got to consider. Yeah, thank you. I hear you on. I think it's fair for a fan to be able to give a coach less than a year, because I myself gave Paunovic less than a year, and I was less than a few months, and I was like, get the fuck out of here. With Wiki, with less than a few games, I was like, get the fuck out of here. Klopas, I was like, get the fuck out of here and get in the stands or in the booth, because I do enjoy listening to you, but get the fuck out of the coaching booth.
I don't remember which time they hired Klopas, but like literally I retweeted the announcement of the hiring, and I was like, can we get a new coach?
I tried to give him a game. I tried to give him a few games, but
I'm not.
I think it's fair. I think it's fair. It's not. That Greg is here for the next few years at the very least. He's not out this year, no matter what. But at the same time, I think it's fair of you as a fan to be like, you know what, calling it right here and right now, it's not going to work, because you are right. A lot of the time when you call it on the fire coaches early on, especially when you talk about Ezra, Paunovic, Wiki, Klopas, the last 4 in the first month, everybody could tell they're not going to do it. They're not going to make it.
Writing's on the wall.
So, but here's where I stand with Greg. I'm like, I got to be able to give Greg a year. I'm 1 game into this, and I'm still at this precipice where I'm like, you know what? I could solidly still give Greg a year, see what he's going to be doing next year at the start of next season. And this season is a project. This season is to start to build for the championship, because the championship's not going to come season 1, season 2, season 3. It didn't come for season 4 for Columbus. It came season 5 or 6 for Columbus after Greg had actually left. So the crazy thing for the U.S. men's national team, actually, but for the Fire to have success, we know it's not going to be immediate that we're going to be winning MLS Cups, but that's not what you're asking for. You're asking for playoffs. Can we make it to the playoffs? But I've also heard you in the past say, like, we got to push far in the playoffs.
You know what?
To have success. I'm like, no, James, you got to rewind there. Yep.
You gotta bring up that video where the Colts coach was someone asked about playoffs, and he's like, playoffs? I'm trying to win the first game. I'm trying to win a game here, and you're talking about playoffs?
Oh God, I just can't. Well,
I'll
stomach
start off
the
by
idea
saying
that
this: do not blame that game on the defense, okay?
Wow, look at this guy. He says, "Don't
Jim
blame it on the
Mora.
defense." We got to do commentary.
Absolute legend.
And look, he knows. He says, "Don't blame it on the defense,"
Don't blame it on the defense.
He's absolving the defense.
Yeah.
I don't care who you play, whether it's a high school team, a junior college team, a college team, much less an NFL team. When you turn the ball over,
his point being that if you played any of these teams, be it a rec team from down the street or your local gym club, or for God forbid it's actually an NFL team, which is the best players of football in the gosh damn universe, you might have some trouble. But all right, go on, Jim.
5 times, 4 interceptions, 1 for a touchdown, 3 others in field position to set up touchdowns. You ain't gonna beat anybody I just talked about. Anybody.
You got a point.
Does he say that sounds like a Fire stat line?
That's like how the defense was making mistakes. Turnovers. There you go.
Let it go.
He's talking about the Fire.
And that was a disgraceful performance, in my opinion. We threw that game. We gave it away by doing that. We gave them the friggin' game. In my opinion, that sucked.
I love his honesty. I love his honesty. He wanted to say that.
man.
He wanted to use an F-bomb there, but he was kosher.
This guy was a legend.
Yeah. He's
What's that?
Oh my God.
What's that? Hold on, play it.
What's that? Playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game.
That's for you, Toke. That's for you, Toke.
Right? On that note, I hope we can just win a game. Guys, we have been the Enemies of the Fire. Like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. We really appreciate it. The channel has started to get a little bit of traction, so there seems to be a little bit more of you. So let us hear it. Let us know how smart we are.
Follow us on Twitter, Enemies of Fire on X. And punt that like
Peace
button.
out, everybody. Oh, what do they do? What?
Take it. And punt it. That like button. Bye.
Want the punch keys.
Let's fucking go.